link. Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
So, well, this is the slide to generally introduce you of what the AI proctoring is about. So it works like this: when the student or the candidate logs into the testing system or the learning platform, and if we are running integrated with the customer's platform, it means that they will not need any kind of additional logins and passwords. They will just proceed to the same system, yeah, which they use during the learning process. So they would log in, and when they get to the test, the AI will be watching them from the webcam eye, and this exam data will be fully recorded. So you will have the camera and the microphone footage and the desktop behavior of your candidate. And this data is being analyzed for some potential rules violations and some specific cheating attempts. I will come to that a little bit later. So AI creates flags within the system when the test taker probably violates some rules. And then this information gets to the server, and there it also gets processed by our second AI, which is looking for some more sophisticated ways of cheating, such as using smartphones or earphones and headphones. Although, sometimes, well, and I will also note that a little bit later, sometimes it might be necessary for your test takers to use headphones, for example, if they are having a listening test or listening practice. Yeah, so this is why we also realized that our technology should be customizable and configurable so as to tailor different kinds of exams. And in the end of the exam, what you have as an exam administrator, you have full exam recording, and you also have different kinds of reports, which first contain only AI-based data. And then if you use also post-exam processing or post-exam analysis of the recordings, so like if you have a tutor or a proctor who would like to review what AI has detected, then this tutor review is also added to the main review, and this gives you more accurate result. So as I mentioned, sorry, what's wrong with my presentation? Oops. Yep. So, as I mentioned, when Examus is running as an integrated solution, this is done with the maximum convenience on the student side. So they only need to pass 3 steps of authentication with proctoring tool, and then they are automatically taken to the test. So the 3 steps are as follows. Let me show you. This is just a brief screencast. To give you a general picture, this testing system that you will see now is called Moodle. I think you might be familiar with this. But actually, if you use something else, then, well, Examus will be working in the same manner. Yeah, so the logic will still be the same. So the candidate or the student would log into the system. Then when they get to the course dashboard and when they find the test, these tests will not be possible to access until they activate the proctoring tool. So when they click start, they get to the first step where they need to go through the exam rules. And this page can be changed to any text, any language, anything that you would like your candidates to know prior to the exam. So they need to go through the user requirements and accept these rules. After that, they are taken to the second step. And this second step is about checking their computer or their laptop or their mobile, because our technology is also available on mobiles. So they need to provide us some permissions to, well, basically to record the screen, to capture the image from their webcam, and to capture the microphone. We also check their network connection. And actually, well, this is an important part of the test, because the user should be fully aware that their equipment, their computer, is good enough to pass the test with proctoring. This is why we recommend that this kind of system check and the whole thing with like testing preparation should not be only before the real exam, but it's better to provide a kind of mock test to the students a couple of days ahead, a couple of days before the real exam, so that they would check the flow and they would be sure that there are no problems with their internet connection or with the device. Yeah, and so when they are running with a real exam, yeah, it won't create any kind of nerve-making experience for them. Yeah, because we do understand that any exam procedure is, of course, a kind of stressful thing. Yeah, for them. So when the check is performed correctly, the user is taken to the third step, and this third step is about identifying the candidate. So if you have learners from different parts of the world, yeah, or if you just need to be sure that this is the same test taker who is intended to take the exam, yeah, so what they need to do is they need to make a snapshot of their face, and then they have 30 seconds to show the system around the room. It can be 360 degrees or just their desk. Yeah, it's up to you actually how to set it. And then after this check is done, they are taken automatically to the quiz or to the test. So again, Examus can be used both as a standalone tool or something that is incorporated within a given testing system. So basically, this can be any type of the exam. Yeah. And then they would start the test or the exam itself. Yeah. So I would like to take you through the 4 general aspects of using the tool. So do you have any questions so far? Am I clear enough with my explanations?
Yeah, Madam Bejaoui. Hello. Her mic is off.
Oui.
If you want to ask her any question,
yes,
or
I'm listening.
Okay, so there is no question.
It's very clear. Very clear for me.
Okay, thank you so much. I will then proceed.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, there are 4 main functions of the Examus system. And like the first one is, I will now tell you a little bit more detail. Yeah. The first one is to make sure that your student is exactly the person who should take this exam. So it's the user identification. Then I will tell you what takes place just during the exam and how Examus captures the violations. And I will also tell you how to configure and adjust the tool's behavior to your exam situation. And finally, I will show you what the full exam recording, so what is the result of the proctoring process that you can review and then that you can use for your statistics, for example. So I'll then elaborate a bit on user identification. So there are different ways, different options of how we can do this actually. So what you have just seen was automated identification. So that was done by AI only. And it works like the AI will be comparing, matching the photo which was taken right before the exam, I mean the snapshot of the student's face, and some photo which is stored in the testing system or in the LMS that you use. Of course, if there is a photo. Yeah. And AI will be comparing 2 images. And then if there is a mismatch, this session will be highlighted in the video archive. Yeah, and so you will know that probably there is a need to double check the identity of this candidate. But let me note that if we use AI-based identification, the candidate will be able to start the test anyway, even if there is a mismatch. The reason why we do not stop the exam at this time, yeah, is this kind of, AI-based thing is intended for running mass examinations when there are like, I don't know, up from 500 to 5,000 test takers simultaneously. And so if AI will be just stopping each of them, yeah, because there is a mismatch in the photo and the snapshot, well, this can actually, prevent you from the normal exam flow, because like, what if the photo in the LMS is not up to date? Or what if the candidate is wearing glasses now? So this is why AI-based identification is good when you have in bulk exams, but then you have a chance, then you have an opportunity to double check what were the results of this identity verification. And if you have another exam situation, like when you have less candidates, but it is very important to you that, well, this student is first clearly checked, yeah, to access the test. So in this case, you can use identification by a human person, a human proctor, we call it. And another screencast, please, for you, so to show you how it works. So the candidate will start the same by making a snapshot of their face, but this time the photo doesn't go straight to the server side. It gets to the virtual, or better say, to another virtual room, to the human proctor, and the human proctor can request another photo if they are not sure that this is the candidate who should take the test. They can use chat to talk to the candidate and ask them like to put away the cap, take away the mask, and so on and so forth. Yeah? So the idea is that the test taker will not be able to start the test until the human proctor lets them in. And of course, as I mentioned, this kind of verification is good when you have less candidates, because checking in one candidate after another, it means that, well, at least you might spend a minute, or 2 minutes to identify them and to let them in. So this is why this is good when you have less candidates within the exam.
Eleena, we are just two. I think she left it for the connection. Maybe she has a bad connection.
It sounded like that, actually.
I must call her if she can be back. Okay. Just a minute.
Okay, sure, no problem.
Yeah, we have a bad connection here.
Well, this is quite typical. I mean, it's true to a lot of parts of the world.
Yeah,
it's either slow or unstable. We are now, planning an on-site event, a conference in Pakistan.
Yeah.
And actually, it's quite difficult, to reach out to a lot of potential guests because.
Hello. Il n'y a pas de souci. Okay. She has a technical problem, I think, with. She will be back. Back. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she is good at technology and she likes it.
Oh, great.
I'm so sorry. I have lost connection.
Oh, this I was just no problem. I was just telling this is such a typical situation.
Are you
nowadays.
Here?
Yeah.
You're here.
Are you here?
Yeah, we hear you.
I'm so sorry. I lost my connection. I'm so sorry.
Well, it's totally okay. Yeah, we were just discussing right now. Yeah, that this is such a typical situation nowadays. Yeah, although the internet is practically everywhere. Yeah, but still, I was just sharing that we are now planning a conference in Pakistan, a kind of like on-site event. Yeah, and it gets really difficult now while we are reaching out to potential guests. Yeah, because in Pakistan as well, there were some unstable connectivity issues mostly all of the time. So, well, this is absolutely normal. Please don't worry.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So I'm not.
Let's continue.
Yeah, I was not sure where you left. Yeah, but did you manage to see the human-based identification?
When you. Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah. So then let me just summarize. Yeah. So the AI-based identification is good when you have mass testing with a lot of candidates, and human-based identification is good when you have less candidates, but it is very important that you check them into the test like one by one. Yeah. And so like the choice is yours, and well, there is no difference in pricing or whatever. Yeah. So it only depends on your decision. Sorry, the problems with screencasts is they never start in the normal way. So, this is like the first part of the proctoring procedure. Yeah. So the main part is about identifying what is going on during the exam or the test and preventing cheating attempts. So this is the list of events or user behaviors that we can track and we can automatically recognize during the exam and which are flagged in the system. So you can see it includes some visual effects like face recognition and identity verification, because we do not do it only once before the exam, we do it continuously during the testing process, because Well, there are cases where the students are trying to substitute one another. Yes, so they like one person can try to stand up and go, and somebody else will take their place, and the system would automatically track this too. We can try gaze direction, microphone voice, the absence of the person in the video frame, if they're alone in the room or maybe they're assisted by someone. We can detect what they're doing on their computer, like opening other tabs, yeah, or running other applications. And we're also one of the few solutions on the market detecting earphones and smartphones and headphones, as I mentioned, yeah. But again, coming back to my previous point, each exam situation is different. And like if you're like involved in the language learning process, for example, there might be skilled exams, which refer to reading and listening and speaking. So the thing is that we cannot say that each and every fact of this is a cheating thing. Yeah. So the thing is that sometimes your candidates will need to use their earphones, or sometimes they might need to open another application or to talk during the exam. Yeah, so like this is a rule of the exam, not the violation. So in order to configure, in order to adjust the AI behavior to the real exam situation, so as it will not call all your students cheaters, although they didn't violate anything. So in order to adjust it, we have another parameter in our dashboard, and it refers to how the cheating score is calculated. So the cheating score is not identical to the test score. So the test score itself is like how well your students have performed during the exam. Yeah. And the cheating score is about proctoring. Yeah. So it's like how many probable alerts, how many probable violations were detected during the session. Yeah. So, and it's represented here next to each of the videos in the video archive in the form of this colored bar. And it follows a very simple traffic light logic. So the green one would pass, yeah. The red one would not pass, and this one would be called suspicious probably. Yeah? So it's practically close to the cheater threshold, which is also adjustable. Yeah. So the cheater threshold is basically this divide between the pass and not pass. Yeah. So how many probable violations your candidates have committed. So what I was talking about is that you can set different values to different types of user behaviors. So you can decide whether tracking a wrong gaze direction, for example, is relevant to your type of the exam. Because if your students are doing a written assignment, it's quite logical that they will not be looking at the screen all the time. Yeah. So this is not a violation in this case, and you can bring it to 0. And in the same way, yeah, you can also increase the importance of some other type of violation. For example, well, the fact that the student was replaced by somebody else. Yeah. And so we can provide you with some ready-made settings for your exams, or, well, you can do this. I mean, you can configure the system to your needs for each exam individually. And the good thing is that you can change these parameters even during the exam or after the exam. And this cheating score will be automatically recalculated. So for example, you forgot to let's say, decline or to reject that the microphone voice is not a violation, but probably this is a possible situation. Yeah. So in this case, you can, like after the exam, yeah, you can go to these settings and you can like decrease the importance of this microphone voice alert, and this score will be recalculated, and you will get more correct and accurate results. And apart from that, what you have after the exam is a full exam recording and different kinds of reports. So this is the example of a per session report. You have all the possible violation cases listed here, including their timings and their duration, because it's like one thing if the candidate was staring somewhere else aside, yeah, for 20 seconds or maybe for 5 minutes. And this is the example of the full exam video footage, which is available from our video archive or directly from the LMS if we are running as an integrated solution. So the video would include the webcam view, the desktop view of the candidate, what they were doing, and you can play it just as a video footage, or you may prefer to first take a look at what AI has detected during the session. So you click to show cyber alerts or AI alerts, and all of the possible violations are here. So you can just click on the timestamp, and the video will begin from this very moment. Yeah. So this is the way that you can verify that the AI detection was like correct and was accurate enough. The reason why we recommend it is actually AI is just machine thing. Yeah. So it does not understand what is going on. So for example, maybe your candidates, your students are doing the exam from home, and just accidentally there is a little kid, a sibling, who was curious and appeared in front of the screen, yeah, in front of the webcam. So AI will not understand that this is not a cheater thing, yeah. This is why, and the AI will detect it as a second person. In order to solve these problematic situations, it's always better to review the recordings, and so we provide the assistance and the training of how to do this quickly and efficiently, because sometimes the exams can be, again, very numerous, so it might take time. So this is the main part of the functionality. Is there anything that I can elaborate on, or is it generally clear? Shall I proceed to the types of proctoring?
Me, I do have no question. And her mic. Yeah, Dr. Bejaoui, if you have any question, she has finished the first step here. Can we move to the another step, Dr. Bejaoui?
Yeah, great.
Her mic is
well, at least I can see that
maybe
she
will
okay.
ask you a question about this. If the connection of someone is out,
yeah, thank you for this.
We'll be back. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you for prompting this. It's a very important thing. So actually, of course, this is a very typical situation that during the exam, the connection can be unstable, and yeah, sometimes the student gets disconnected. So to this end, what Examus uses is a method which allows to have a timeout of connection. So like if the user is kicked out of the exam for some reason, they can get back within 15 to 30 minutes. If they can resume, and then they will resume the same session, yeah, so they will log in with the same credentials, and the test will proceed as normal. Because, yeah, this will also not influence the, well, let's say, it will minimize the data loss on the video, because we do not use streaming, yeah, continuous. So if the user, the recorded session gets to the server in small parts, and it gets together on the server side like a puzzle. So like if we imagine that the student was disconnected during the exam, it means that, well, part of the exam is already transferred to the server. And then let's say if they have to reboot their computer, so they will have 15 to 30 minutes to that. If they are successful, then they get back to the same session, and the video will be the part of the video which was lost but still was held within the RAM, will be transferred to the server in the normal way.
Okay,
but
good.
This of course depends on how long the disconnection took place.
Yeah, she asked the question in the chat, and yeah, I can read it for you. I want to know if we need strong resolution of internet. You know, we have issues in the internet here in Algeria. She's talking about the internet, the connectivity, with a low connection or high connection.
Yes, I got it. So let me tell you that the requirements are quite modest. So it is enough to have at least 1 Mbps, so 1 megabit per second speed, so as to pass the test with proctoring. So these are, I would say, very well, modest, minimal requirements. Yeah.
She cannot hear us. I think she wrote something in voice. Maybe the problem is in her computer, or Madam Bejaoui, the problem is with your computer. Check. So maybe we can. I mean, we are recording the session.
maybe it would be okay if we just record the next part, which is actually the kind of final part. Yeah.
Okay.
So as to
she can
send the
write the
recording to her.
questions. She can
Yeah.
write the questions. I can
Yeah, sure.
answer her.
Yeah, sure.
You're fine.
Okay, so yeah,
Sure.
as for internet connection requirements, I can share it as a document, like what are the minimum, but I can tell you that 1 megabit per second should be enough. Yeah. And well, in terms of the proctoring modes or the types of proctoring that we have, I think it's a general problem. I also have some lagging of the system. Is there another question?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so there are two different modes of proctoring that you can use. So the one which you have just seen was called post-review proctoring. So it means that the candidate will be passing the test just one-on-one with the AI, and then somebody can watch and review the recording and make the final decision. And we always, let's say, recommend that the final decision is made by a human person, because we do have quite a lot of customers who prefer to rely on AI only. So they specify the rules, they configure the cheating formula to the type of their exam, yeah, and they rely on automated solution mostly. But it doesn't save you from the so-called false positive cases, yeah. Again, as I mentioned, if your student was like maybe interrupted by some I don't know, some relative entering the room and so on and so forth. So this is why we recommend that the final thing is the final decision is really made by a human. And with the real-time proctoring, is the difference is that the students will be taking the exam and monitored by the human person and by the AI at the same time. So let me show you again a brief screencast for both modes. So this is what post-review proctoring or automated proctoring looks like. This right side panel includes the rules icons. So this is for the user basically to specify what they are allowed to use during this exam and what is not allowed, like whether they are allowed to use Excel tables or the calculator, or whether they are allowed to leave the room, because sometimes exams may be long. And it does not influence AI behavior. But it is important that the student knows what the rules are, so as not to violate them. And this is the example of a pop-up message on the student side. So we can prompt the student, we can warn the student that probably they are doing something wrong. If you prefer, we can turn off these notifications either totally or separately, so as not to interrupt and not to disturb the student during the exam. And this right side panel can be also collapsed. It can be hidden from the view so as not to distract, or it can be kept open all of the time. Again, it's the matter of settings. It's the matter of how you see this. And generally, the student will run their test without interruption, just with these kind of notifications that probably they should not be doing some certain things. And this is what the real-time proctoring looks like. This is the proctor's view. So the proctor is watching several candidates at the same time. They can have their desktop view, their webcam view. They can zoom into any particular session, maybe in case the AI detects too many alerts for this particular student. And in this type of proctoring, the proctor can even stop the session if the candidate is doing some heavy cheating. So they can disconnect them from the exam just by clicking on this red cross here. And in this type of proctoring, the human proctor can also communicate with the student. So they can send quick messages, or they can use chat in real time so as to make some other warnings. And let me note that, well, this type of proctoring, real-time proctoring, of course, is more resource consuming. So the resources and the internet speed and other resources should be, let's say, higher than with just automated solutions. So the choice is yours. There is no difference, again, in price or whatever, but it is important that the exam integrity is preserved. Yeah. And well, finally, I can tell you that we are running, we have quite a huge stack of testing systems, of LMS systems that we are integrated with, including OpenEDX, LinguaSkill, by the way, because we work with Cambridge exams. We work with Moodle, with Blackboard, with FastTest, with OpenEDX, and so on and so forth. Yeah. And so, like, if, for example, you do not have your own LMS or testing system, we can provide you with our partners' solution, and Examus will be already a part of it. Yeah, so like it will be one Ceil product.
Great.
And we also provide the cloud service, cloud storage for your exam recordings. And well, this is going to be a dedicated part of our cloud system in the most geographically approximate part of the world. Right now, we have 11 servers working globally. I think we will be running as 12 quite soon, because we are thinking about setting up another server in Africa. Yeah, so this is why it would be, I believe, the closest one to you. And only you have access to these exam recordings. And it is up to you to decide for how long these recordings will be stored. Or maybe you would like to download them or just delete them in some, I don't know, 2 weeks, 30 days time, or you would prefer to keep it somewhere in your cloud. Yeah, so this is also configurable.
Good.
Well, yeah, I believe this is the overview, the end of the general product overview that I wanted to show you. Any more questions about that?
Yeah, it's really clear for us, and I hope that Madam Bejaoui
Yes.
have any.
I just want, yes, thank you so much for all this information. Very important information for me as a teacher.
And as head, yeah. Right, go on, Madam Bejaoui. Okay. Yeah, she has a bad connection.
I think it's the
very interesting. Hello?
Yeah, we are with you.
Yeah, we can hear you well.
Hello, Madam Bejaoui.
Hello?
Go on, go on.
Do you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes, it's
we
okay.
hear you.
Hello?
Hello? Hello, we hear you. Yeah, you have only a bad connection. Yeah, we hear you. Yeah, she has got a low connection. That's why it's cutting.
Hello?
Hello, hello. We hear you, Madam Bejaoui. We hear you. We hear you. Go on, go on. Maybe I send her phone or something like that.
Yeah, well, actually, it's. I think it's the microphone issue.
Maybe a mic issue. Yeah.
Okay, let me maybe just make one more point about the pricing options and the commercials. Yeah, because well, I believe this is also an important point. Yeah, because we have first of all, yeah, let me tell you that we offer pilot projects to all of our customers. So it's not necessary for you to make an agreement for real service. Yeah.
Do you hear now? Do you hear me?
Yeah, we can. Right now, right now we can hear you.
I'm sorry, I have a bad connection.
Well, absolutely, it's absolutely okay. No worries.
I'm really sorry. I want to thank you about this very interesting presentation. It's the first time I hear about this Examus, and I find it very genius and very interesting to supervise our students in Algiers 2 University. I represent Algiers 2 University, and I have a question. Have you a cooperation with universities in Middle East or in Maghreb, in North Africa? Have you provide this Examus to any university in our region, North Africa or in Middle East?
Well, as for the Middle East, we have quite a lot of customers there. We have customers in Bahrain. We have customers in United Arab Emirates. I think I might fail to give you particular names because I'm actually managing the European region, and we have another person managing the Middle East. But I can ask him to provide some names. I think I can give you one. It's the university in Saudi Arabia. It's SEU. I think I won't be able to give a particular name here, but if you're interested, we can share the. I think we can even share the kind of feedback that we have.
Thank you. And about Moodle, in Algiers 2 University, we use Moodle as a platform.
Oh, that's great.
For integrate platform.
Well, this is wonderful because we have a plugin for Moodle, which is very easy to install and to configure. So our team can assist you to do this. Yeah, it's absolutely uncharged, of course. Yeah, so that my offer and my suggestion would be if you could share the information with your colleagues, yeah, and if you would like to try, then initially we would like to offer you a pilot project. I think something of like up to 500 hours of proctoring without fee, yeah, so that you could test it within your environment, and you can decide. Yeah, whether it's applicable, whether your students are good with it. And then if everything is okay, we can actually proceed to the agreement phase.
It's perfect. We can have this occasion to try it in our platform. That's what you
for free.
It's
for free. For free.
Yes, for free. Yeah, this is a
because
kind of
you know
concept.
Yes. Thank you. Because our responsibles needs to know the importance for our students, and I need to convince them the importance of platform. This exam for our students. It's perfect. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for this opportunity. Actually, well, just because you asked about our current customers in Algeria, so right now we don't have any. So we might be actually very honored, very much honored, yeah, if your university would be our first customer in this part of the world, yeah. So it's great to try, and well, I'm sure we can configure and we can adjust the solution to your needs. Yeah. So our team, our support team will help you with everything. And we also provide training and guidance for the teachers, for the proctors, yeah, so that they would know how to work with this solution. Because as I mentioned initially, it's very important that this is not something to substitute, yeah, the teacher's work or the human monitoring, because human monitoring is important. Yeah, but this is something that can simplify some everyday tasks, some everyday assessment things. Yeah, so this is why maybe this solution can really be good in your learning practice.
Good, very good. I'm so happy for this meeting because I have learned about Examus, and I am pretty sure that it will help us to improve our
testing
in Algiers University.
Great. Thank you very much for your time then. And well, I'm going to, I'm going to share all the materials then about the Moodle thing and some more videos that you can share with your colleagues, yeah, about the modes of proctoring and so on and so forth. And please, anytime that you would like to proceed, our team can support you with configuring the Moodle plugin.
Thank you so much. Let's keep in touch, and I want if I can have your emails and information to contact you.
Sure.
Yes.
And then we have ITCMD as our partner, yeah, in your region. I would say our exclusive partner. So yeah, we're going to be in touch anytime, either directly, yeah, or with our presentation then.
I will give you everything. Don't worry. I will give you the. Yeah. We will work together. You will have the free quota, and support you also in order to
I'm already
the head of the university.
I'm already in contact with Monsieur ABdesslam, ITCMD Algeria. He is very kind and he gives us every information we need. And I'm so happy to have this communication and meeting. Yes, very interesting for me and very important for our university to
just
improve our
Madam Bejaoui. She worked in Arabia Saudi and she is aware of the importance of technology. Yeah, this is what I heard about her. Yeah, and just a witness. She's head of the Department of Foreign Languages, and she added more. Now the students, they can subscribe and do the test distantly. They don't need to come through Google Docs and things like that, and they get the answer instantly too. So they get the score and they get their level. It's very good, yeah. And there is a staff.
Yes, we are, but we are not professional. Examus will let us be professional in this.
For sure.
Well, we'll do our best, yeah, both service-wise, let's say, and just in terms of the support, because the most important thing is that people should get used, yeah, and should understand what is the proper use of this technology, how to really not make it another thing to complicate the process, yeah, but the thing that will really help
simplify things.
Yeah, to simplify things.
Okay, thank you so much. And let's keep in touch in next weeks, and we will try it in our platform and give you a feedback from my colleagues.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time. Yeah, and well, I'm looking forward to.
Thank you very much, Madam Bejaoui.
Thank you too.
We will get in contact. Whatever you need, I will supply you with.
Okay.
Whether in my presence or online, as you like. Okay. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Have a great day ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure for me too.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Goodbye.
Goodbye.